9798, the most electrifying people in all of the YouTube today. TNA was pretty good tonight. The show started off with Anderson in the ring with some professor, and Anderson was doing some math on the board. The math didn't add up to him being champion, and he was saying something to the professor about being gay, so about the professor accusing him of being gay. So Mr. Anderson laid him out with a mic check. Then Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff came out and criticized Mr. Anderson's actions and told Anderson that he has to earn a title shot, and that his title shot with Dixie Carter, his title shot on his other contract, that when Dixie Carter was still running the company, does not matter. So he now has to earn a title shot. He now has to earn a title shot. The first match of the night was Mickie James versus Tara. This was a pretty good match to start the show. Mickie James wins the match with some finisher. I don't remember the finish. And then the next match of the night was a match between the Pope and Okada. This was a pretty good match while it lasted. It was kind of short. Pope got himself disqualified and started beating Okada after the match. Then Samoa Joe came out and made the save. The next segment had Matt Hardy, Brother Ray and Ric Flair in the ring talking all of Immortal, talking about Fortune and how they want a lethal lockdown match this Sunday. All of Fortune. Then Fortune comes out and they hit the ring and started beating up. They start unloading on Immortal. Then, in one of my favorite moments, the lights go out and Abyss hits the arena and lays out all of Fortune. So we now have a lethal lockdown match set for Lockdown, TNA's next pay-per-view. The next match of the night was a tag team street fight between Hernandez and Brother Devon versus Matt Morgan and Brother Devon versus Hernandez and some guy, I don't remember his name. This was a pretty good match. The match ended when Hernandez's tag team partner hit Devon in the back of the head with some foreign object, allowing Hernandez to get the win for his team. The next match of the night was a tag team match between Crimson and Scott Steiner versus Inc. Shannon Moore and Jesse Neal. This was another awesome match. Scott Steiner and Crimson defeats Crimson. The match ends when Crimson hits the red alert on Jesse Neal to get the win for his team. After the match, Jesse Neal shows respect to both Crimson and Steiner, but Shannon Moore instead throws Steiner's towel rag around the thing Steiner wears on his head at him, and then runs off. So it looks like Shannon Moore is pretty much turned heel, and looks like they're gonna break up Inc. That kind of sucks, but whatever. And now the main event of the night was Mr. Anderson versus RVD. RVD for the No. 1 contender spot for Sting's to face Sting at Lockdown. This was another awesome match from both of these men. Sting was the enforcer. The match went back and forth until Mr. Anderson mic checked RVD into the apron. Sting, instead of counting, tried to see if RVD was okay. Anderson forced Sting to count. Sting wouldn't count. He wanted to see if RVD was okay. So then Anderson gets impatient and starts fighting with Sting. And him and Sting started brawling. So RVD wins the match by DQ. After the match, RVD has amnesia and doesn't realize what happens and doesn't realize he's the No. 1 contender. And Anderson accuses Sting of ducking him, saying that he doesn't want to face him, and then him and Sting get to fighting backstage. Like I said before, this was a pretty good episode of TNA Impact. All right, Doug8798 out.